Ederson joined Manchester City on July 1st of 2017. He was one of Pep Guardiola's first signings and he came in with big pressure. You see, Manchester City had been struggling with competent goalkeeping when Pep Guardiola took over. And not only that, Ederson was being asked to do more than just stopping shots. His task at Manchester City was to be the first in attack and the last in defence. When he was on the pitch, he came to Manchester City to fulfill an unthankful role, yet crucially important. At the same time, Ederson had to prove his versatility in the dressing room, being able to live up to the standards of a perfectionist and providing leadership on and off the pitch. The task before him was big, but he knew all of that before coming to City. So now, it was his time to get big. Ederson made his debut for Manchester City on the 12th of August in an away game to Brighton. His Manchester City career began well, securing a 2-0 victory over Brighton, although his goal was not particularly threatened either. The bigger test came when Manchester City faced Everton, and Ederson was the unlucky one in this game, conceding a goal in his first home game, a silly one too. Going through his legs at a sluggish pace, it was only 2 games played for Ederson, but his critics already started to rise up. City drew to Everton and sat 5th in the Premier League, admittedly after only playing 2 games, but Manchester City fans could see the writing on the wall already. We're not good enough. Those who believe that could not have been more mistaken though. City went on to play Bournemouth and went down early with a goal from Charlie Daniels, though Ederson could not be blamed for that. The strike was a true beauty. More importantly is that Manchester City came back, winning 1-2 in the end. Immediately followed up with a 5-0 thrashing of Liverpool. In this game, Ederson made a few saves, and while they may not have been the most important but of the highest caliber in the long run, he was starting to build momentum at the club, and that momentum would continue for a while. Manchester City went on to win 18 games in a row. It included multiple thrashings, and it also included multiple clean sheets for Ederson. While Ederson may not have been the start in the Centurions, he was certainly a part of the selection, and by the end of the season, Ederson was only a single clean sheet away from winning the Golden Glove. Many point to the good defending by City, or the fact that City always held onto the ball, but at the end of the day, Ederson deserved some credit for this season too, helping Manchester City reach the quarterfinals of the Champions League, starting in all but 2 games in the Centurion season, and going on to collect a medal in the end. It was a good place to start, and next season it was time for him to really prove himself. Manchester City went on to become the first team in 10 years to win back-to-back titles. There was a tale to tell of this season, where after going Centurion, they finished 1 point above Liverpool the following season. Ederson certainly not the least influential, making 2 saves against Liverpool at Anfield to secure a 0-0 draw, and then making another 3 saves at the Etihad. Ederson would concede a goal to Roberto Firmino's header, but City won the game 2-1 in the end. Ederson played every game in the Premier League season, as well as in the Champions League. Ederson played both cup finals for Manchester City as well. In the Carabao Cup, Ederson saved the first penalty in a penalty shootout. It was a good start for Manchester City. The second penalty by Azpilicueta was unsavable, but Ederson came close at the least. Emerson's penalty was almost saved by Ederson as well, but it just barely went into the goal. After Leroy Sané's penalty, Manchester City was denied, keeping the score on 2-2 after 3 penalties. David Luiz would miss the 4th penalty for Chelsea though, and that was enough for Manchester City to win the final. Ederson collected his first medal of the season, and went on to play the rest of the Premier League. In the FA Cup final, Ederson had a prime seat to watch Manchester City win the game. Facing only 1 shot, Manchester City kept the nil, and Ederson collected his 3rd medal of the season. League Cup, League title, and FA Cup. The domestic treble was completed, and Ederson only missed out on the Golden Glove by a single clean sheet again. But Ederson could not live this fairy tale to the end of days. In the following season, Manchester City went through an injury crisis. At the same time, Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool seemed emboldened by a Champions League victory. In the end, Manchester City did not come close to Liverpool. Manchester City suffered a 1-3 defeat against Lyon in the Champions League, taking them out in the quarterfinals again. The FA Cup campaign ended when Arsenal beat Man City 2-0 in the semi-finals, and although Manchester City won the Carabao Cup, Ederson did not make a single appearance. The Despite that, Ederson won the Golden Glove for the first time, keeping 16 clean sheets and being crucial in keeping Manchester City afloat amidst their injury crisis. It wasn't a good season for Ederson, but it wasn't a bad one either. And so the next year came, neither too soon nor too late. Ederson has become a steadfast member of the Manchester City squad, crucial in many ways. This would continue, as Ederson helped Manchester City to a Champions League final, which they would sorely lose 1-0. City won the Carabao Cup again, but Ederson did not make a single appearance in that tournament. Nor in the FA Cup for that matter. Ederson would instead play a crucial part in the Premier League again, conceding only 28 goals in 36 games. A ridiculous stat. Manchester City was secure in the back and deadly up front, winning another title, but that was only the start. Manchester City took it to the next season as well, winning the league title again, but going out in the semi-finals of the Champions League to Real Madrid. It was a heartbreaking moment for Manchester City, and that Champions League title still seemed so long away. The truth was different, however. Manchester City went on to continue their dominance. Ederson's amazing distribution was now closely tied with the tall and physical Haaland up front. Shot stopping on Ederson's part had improved from previous seasons as well. Ederson played a single game in the FA Cup against Bristol City. He played 35 games in the Premier League and 11 in the Champions League, keeping 19 clean sheets in the process. Manchester City won their third title in a row this season. They completed the double when Manchester United suffered defeat in the FA Cup final. And they won the treble when Ederson saved a ball bound for goal. It was a beautiful save, and it was enough for Manchester City to win their first ever Champions League title. Ederson was a hero, and Manchester City was treble winner. But Ederson was getting older, and he received strong competition from Ortega Moreno, Manchester City's backup goalkeeper. For one last time, Ederson would put on the gloves for Manchester City, guiding them to a fourth league title in a row, something never done before. That was it for his last season. A double treble loomed on the horizon, but Manchester City could not cope with the pressure, and failed in both the Champions League and the FA Cup. Even so, Ederson kept 16 clean sheets in 43 appearances, helping Manchester City to win 4 in a row. Hello, welcome back to my channel, and I decided to make this video on Ederson, as obviously he is leaving Manchester City. Potentially, could still be fake news. Come on, we can hope and cope. But no, he's probably leaving Manchester City. So unfortunately, he's going to go, and so I decided to make a video about him. He is the goalkeeper that won us the treble, that won us the fourth-peat, that won us the domestic treble, that he was our Centurion goalkeeper. He was our goalkeeper for a long time, for 7 years. That is a long time to stick to a single club. 8 years even, in fact. He has been amazing for us, and I will miss him sorely when he is gone, because Ortega, he's a great shot stopper, don't get me wrong, but does he have Ederson's distribution? He doesn't. Maybe he's a bit better as a shot stopper, but we're going to need to change the system when Ederson leaves, if he does leave. And I've been thinking about making this a series about many Manchester City players, and so maybe I should start doing that. Maybe I should make a series about Manchester City's greatest, just players and all of that. But anyhow, thank you guys for watching to the end. Tell me down below what you think about Ederson, and thank you guys for watching to the end. If you like my content, please consider checking out some of my other stuff, and liking and subscribing. It helps the channel out a ton. And I'll see you on the next one.